be like, oh, so what do you do for fun? I'm like, well, I write. And she's just like, well, where do you write? I'm just like, oh, yeah, what's the plan? I hate doing that.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. But it works sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, I write for these places. She's like, oh, I'm a writer too. I'm like, oh, cool. What do you write? She's like, well, I make flyers. And I'm
This is the Bill Squire Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Bill Squire Show. I am your host, Bill Squire, and I'm here with AJ DeCosmo and Tommi LC.
Hi, everyone. Hello, everybody.
What's up?
So AJ got into some sort of skirmish. We'll get into that in a little bit because I also had a bit of a weird thing happen.
Yeah.
This happened today. I was out running some errands, and I was, picking up dinner, stuff like that. And I'm like walking out of the restaurant that I was at, and this guy just like jumps in front of me, and he's like, "Where you going?" And I was like, "To my car." And he's like, "What do you got there?" And I was just like, "Dinner." And he's like, "Well, what's for dinner? Can I have some?" And I was like, "No, but you can get your own. This is weird." And he's like, just getting like, he's like, "Well, what if I show you this?" And he pulls a gun out. I swear to God, he pulled a gun out.
Like, does he point it at you?
He doesn't point it at me. He just shows it to me. He just pulls it out. And he's like, "What if I show you this?" And I go, "Are you threatening me right now?" And he's like, "You know what I got?" And I'm like, "What are you doing right now?" And he's like, "I just want you to know that I got this. Now, let me ask you again. Can I have some of your dinner?" And I said, "No, because this is Good Meal Jane's Pizza. And there's no way I'm going to just give you my Good Meal Jane pizza. I'll let you look at it, but you got to give me the gun first. Just to look at this pizza, you have to give me the gun." And he's like, "Is it that good a pizza?" I'm like, "You will not be hungry anymore just by looking at this pizza." So he gives me his gun. I open the pizza box. He's like, "How the edge is so crispy and crunchy like that?" And I was just like, "It's just how they make it there." And he's like, "But are the employees well taken care of?" I'm like, "As a matter of fact, they are."
The homeless guy.
I'm so
Never said he was homeless. I think he might have been Donald Trump Jr.
Oh, okay.
I am so fucking mad at him right now.
I'm not happy.
I'm so angry
So
with how good that was.
I was so concerned.
I was
This is
so
my
worried
favorite
about
thing
my
that-
friend.
Yeah.
And you're just fucking over here like, oh, yeah, it's a fucking promo. AJ had a real skirmish. And he was
Right.
like, oh, I got a gun pulled out. And then I put my problems
Yeah.
into
He
perspective.
just felt so bad.
So anyway, this guy, he wants his pizza, and yes, this really happened, everyone. And he's like, "Well, can I get a pizza? Is there a number I can call?" And I go, "Yes, 888-4PIZZA2, and you can get your very own Good Meal Jane's Pizza. And if you follow them on Instagram at Good Meal Jane, you'll be able to see special deals that they do. Like this deal will already be over when this episode airs, but it gives you an idea of what you can see. So in a couple days, they are doing, or this is tomorrow, this Thursday, which was yesterday when this airs, 3 to 4 p.m., all small OG Ronies will be only $15 walk-in and phone orders. So that's a pretty good deal because those are usually
deal.
$20. So you're getting it for $15. And so I told that guy that, and he's like, "I'll be back tomorrow to get my $15 OG Roni pizza." I'm like, "Good for you, buddy." So anyway, AJ, you had some sort of thing?
Man, dude.
At Good Meal Jane.
Yeah, at Good Meal Jane. All right, so, man, I'm so on the fence of whether or not I want to tell this story.
Well, you have to now.
I have to.
You have to, because this is something that like you were reminded of, and it's kind of got you fired up again, even though it was like a while ago.
Yeah,
it's just got you like in a state. And like,
let's not even fucking pretend this happened. This happened to me today. All right, this fucking happened today, and I appreciate like this fucking just happened.
Okay.
This story.
So much guilt.
No, it's not guilt. Like, have you ever like not been an asshole?
Yeah.
Like, you're really trying hard not to be an asshole, but someone figures out a way to make you an asshole.
I got to turn you down a little bit because you're.
I'm so fucking fired up.
All right, so tell the story.
Last week, I go to an open mic to get some time in just to do a set.
Yep.
And
An
about
open mic, for those of you who don't know,
Yeah.
is a place that doesn't have good meal Jane's pizza.
That's right. Open Michaels.
Open mic, you're just doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
At open mic.
So I'm doing a set, and about an hour after I get off stage, I'm watching another comic, and this woman comes up to me, and she's just staring at me, like I'm just standing there, and she's just staring at me, and she's like kind of giving me fuck me eyes, and my friend is like standing behind me, and I kind of like look over at him. I'm like, am I like. Like, I kind of look at him. I'm like, am I like imagining this, or like, is this? He's just like, no. I'm like, all right.
He's
sweet.
like, go for it.
Well, right. I mean, I'm pretty good in the before times of kind of
Right.
analyzing and reading situations.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of like, it's been a year. I'm kind of like, okay, time to
I mean, you fell
myself
hook,
into
line, and
society.
sinker for my good meal Jane's.
Yeah,
bit.
dude, I was so hook, line, and sinker. Yeah. So she's like giving me fuck me eyes, and I'm just kind of like, I introduce myself. I'm like, hey, I'm AJ. She's just like, hi, I'm so and so. I'm like, nice to meet you. And then we start talking. I'm like, oh, you're drunk. I'm like, I'm not gonna, do anything.
Yeah, you're not gonna take advantage of
right?
that
Because that's
situation,
a horrible
you're a
thing
decent
to do.
guy,
Because
yeah.
I'm a good person. I'm a good meal Jane. And I'm like, but I'll give you my number. So I give her my number. And I don't really see her at all the rest of the night. She had kind of left, and I'm off doing stuff. Well, later on that night, the last comic that goes on, she had just started.
This is her first time doing
First time
comedy.
doing comedy. And whenever I see somebody and it's their first time, I kind of like to, be like, it was great.
Yeah,
Like,
be encouraging.
right. Yeah, be encouraging and, offer, suggest if they want them.
Right.
So,
But like you're not offering stuff. You're being encouraging, and then if they ask you anything,
Yes.
you're willing to
yes.
kind of show support. And I think that's a good thing for the scene.
Yeah. So, I give her some advice, and then she leaves. And the guy that
What advice did you give her?
I was like, first off, don't ever tell people that you're new at this and this is your first time.
Really?
Don't
Don't
yeah.
do that?
No, because you're already
Especially
setting
on
the
stage,
audience
yeah.
up.
Okay.
You're
All right.
you're pretty much telling the audience this is going to be rough.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Act like you've been here before. And, keep the mic in front of your face.
Right.
You know.
Tommy, you too.
Yeah.
And me too. I get popped doing that. So she like walks away.
You know what I would have told her?
Hmm.
I'd say it's normal to be nervous, but a good way to keep yourself from being too nervous in a
Get good
situation.
meal,
Good meal,
Jane.
Jane. Okay, all right.
Jane.
Now it's-
Yeah,
I'm running.
yeah.
I'm running it too many times. Okay, got it.
sack of
All
shit.
right.
All right, so she like walks away, and the guy that runs the mic comes out, and he look from behind. He sees her in the distance. He's like, I went to high school with that person. I'm like, oh, really? She seems nice. She's like, she's an idiot. I'm like, oh, okay, that's all right, whatever. And he, we're just talking. He goes, she was just like, there was a rumor when we were younger that she was like, an inbred. I'm like, what? Because
That
kids,
seems, yes, that
kids
seems
they
like,
make shit
yes,
up.
that seems like a mean
Thing.
kid's rumor, right? Like
Right.
that's something.
I remember like when I was in school, there was a rumor going around that I licked a dog's testicles.
Where
Is
did
that a
come
rumor?
from?
I licked a dog's testicles.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Well, half kidding.
It was more of a bite.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay.
But were they still on the dog, or were they removed from the dog? And you're like, hey guys, look at this.
It was like a Tom Green situation. It was neutered. So I'm like,
He
oh,
licked
okay.
where the testicles would have been.
So I didn't really think much of it. I'm like, oh, okay, silly, stupid thing. She seems sweet. She's not an idiot. So
Was she a
she's like,
comedian too, or was she?
No, this is the first. This is that girl.
Or was she in the?
no,
audience?
this is a different person. These are two separate people.
Right.
Okay, right. But who's the one that was an idiot that was from the?
Oh, that was the last comic.
Right.
That went
Exactly.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
all
that's
Right,
it.
but she didn't strike me as that. She struck me as very nice. So the next day, I get a phone call from the person whose number I gave to. Which
this is
kinda-
the girl that was drunk.
Yeah, this is a girl that was drunk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and like as you know me, I'm not really looking for anything, and even like I'm okay with you know
Right.
not doing. I'm just like she seemed nice, she seemed into me. I'll give her my number. I'll have conversations. So she
Right.
calls me the next morning,
Calls you?
She calls me on the phone.
me.
Yeah, calls.
Like a crazy person.
Right.
Yeah.
And she leaves a message. And I'm listening to the message. I'm like, oh, you weren't drunk. You just kind of sound that way all the time. But I'm just like, hey, you know, she seems nice, so I'm going to continue having this conversation.
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
I've known you for, 5 years?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
I think we talked on the phone for the first time today.
No, we've talked on the phone a couple
I'm
times.
exaggerating.
Oh,
but
okay,
like,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, oh, all right, you just kind of sound that way.
Oh, so she's got like a...
She doesn't have like an impediment. She just kind of like the way
Is it a
she
little
like
spacey or
talks.
something?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
very vapid
Okay.
conversation. Like, okay, so we're talking for like a week. Like, obviously today's Wednesday. So,
So you string this along for a week.
well, no, like I'm just like
stringing along, but like
I'm like-
you're entertaining it.
right. I'm entertaining.
Are
it.
you guys texting or you're talking on the
We're
phone?
talking, and she called me a couple times, and I'm
Okay.
just like, okay, yeah, we'll talk on the phone. I
Such a
got no
red
problem.
flag to me.
Right? I'm
Oh,
with
no,
you.
I'm like fine. Like I'm fine with red flags. Like
Yeah.
red flags don't frighten me.
Okay.
It's as long as you're a nice person, and I can tell you mean well. So
But just because someone, you can still have red flags and mean well. Like
right,
yeah,
right.
Anyway, continue.
The red flags came out.
Yeah.
About 2 or 3 hours ago. So we're like talking throughout the week, and we're having like this conversation, and like 4 or 5 times she asks me what I do. And I'm like, I told you, like, but I'm not going to be mean about it. I'm like, I told you what I do, like,
Right.
Yeah.
and just like the way, like. The conversation's very stream of consciousness. It's like she's not even thinking about what she's just saying.
She's
things.
not listening. She's just
Right.
constantly
Not
talking.
listening. There is no tennis game happening here. There's no bouncing back and forth. It's
This is not necessarily relevant, but I'd like to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate her looks?
she's attractive. She's very attractive.
Like very attractive?
Yeah, she's. I could show you guys a picture later.
Or right now? We won't put it on the thing, but I'd like
Yeah.
to see
Yeah.
what.
Okay,
I think that will help
I
us.
want to know if it's
Yeah,
worth
and then
it.
we can kind of.
Right. So, let me find it.
I'm very intrigued. What do you think? What?
I don't know. Okay, yeah, she's cute.
She's cute, but I feel like, is there another picture of her where you can see more of her face?
Yeah, like
She's
if you
got
have
sunglasses
her
on,
eyes,
yeah.
definitely.
Eyes tell a
give away
story,
lot.
yeah.
Yeah. I have to sit through this bitch out session I had.
Wait, did you screenshot a bunch of stuff?
No.
Yeah, she's cute.
Very cute. Yeah, she's very cute.
All right, so just her conversation with her is very vapid.
Yeah.
It's like very non sequitorial. Like I'm just kind of like I don't even know
It's
what we're
literally
talking
just
about
like
anymore.
whatever's in her mind, she's just talking
Yeah,
about.
like she'll be like, oh, so what do you do for fun? I'm like, well, I write, and she's just like, well, where do you write? I'm just like, oh yeah, I list the plan. I hate doing that.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it, but it works sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, you know, I write for these places. She's like, oh, I'm a writer too. I'm like, oh, cool. What do you write? She's like, well, I make flyers. And I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, that's not
And
the
you're
same thing.
still talking.
So right. So well, I'm trying to like, you know, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice. I'm not trying to like be a dick, right? I'm just
Right.
trying to be
Okay.
nice.
Yeah,
Because at
okay.
this point I start to like realize like, okay, maybe there's something wrong here. Mm-hmm. So
Even though there's been a lot of things that have let you know there's something probably wrong here.
I know. I
Okay.
know. I'm just still like
You're
I'm not
ignoring-
afraid of her coming to my house.
Right, but that doesn't mean there's a reason to have her over.
No, and I'm not doing that.
Right, okay, but
I'm just
but-
kicking that can down the road.
Okay.
Don't tell me you've never done it or you've never done it.
Listen, I've definitely done it.
Right,
I'm just
so
saying
we're
that
like all in the same
I'm
boat.
just
Yeah.
much further down the road on doing that, where it's like, I like the moment she calls me the next day, like calls me, doesn't send a text message or anything like that. I'm going
yeah, no.
not doing this probably.
That would have
So-
been the end of the road as well for me.
The prospect last night of her and I hooking up comes up. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, yeah, maybe. Like, I was just
Right.
like, she was like, how about now? I'm like, I can't. Like, I'm writing right now. I have an assignment due tomorrow, which I'll talk to you guys off the air about.
Yeah.
But,
He was going to talk to us about off the air about this too. But I
Right,
was like,
yeah.
you
but
gotta
he was
bring
like,
this
no,
to
we
the
got to talk it on the
podcast.
podcast. So I'm like, all right, fucking fine. Kicking and screaming, I'm doing it. So we're talking about the prospect of hooking up. And she's like, what about now? I'm like, it can't happen. I was just like, I'm busy. Like, my roommate's home. She's just like, oh, yeah, it can't happen at my place either. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, why? And she's just like, because I have a roommate. I'm like, maybe. I'm like, all right, cool. And then, it gets so she's like, would you want to hang out and maybe go get dinner on Thursday? I'm like, I like food. Yeah, we'll go hang out Thursday. Mm-hmm. And then she's just like, so are you going to the LVT tomorrow? I'm like, I might, I don't know. I'm leaving it kind of open ended. She's just like, oh, that's cool. She's like, that's cool. She was like, I went to school with Jimmy.
The one
that runs the room.
Yeah.
I had an aha moment. I'm like, oh, you're the one. He had mistaken the girl I was talking to
as this girl
that I'm talking to. I'm like, I'm the one talking to the
crazy
one.
The crazy one that Jimmy was talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, oh. So like my eyes just kind of wide. I'm like, oh man, okay. But once again though, I'm like, you're not inbred. Like, I'm just like,
definitely
you're not
too pretty. Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, but you are kind of spacey and vapid, but like that's no big deal. So she texts me today, and she's just like, "So are we hanging out Thursday?" Or no, she asked me. She's like, "Hey, I got an odd question." I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "Can I get a ride?" I'm like, She's just like, my car is like towed and I need a ride. I'm like, yeah, I can't pick you up. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that. She's like, oh, it's cool. No big deal. She was like, are we still on Thursday? I'm like, I got plans. I was just like, we're going to have to reschedule. She's like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm like, what? And she's like, I'm not even really that interested anyway. I'm like, all right,
like
that's
a week.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just like, that's fine. Like, I was just like, okay, fine.
Is in this now?
Yeah, I was just like, we don't have to go out ever. That's fine with me. I wish you the best. And she's just like, that's cool because, like, I'm not really after, like, rude dudes. I'm like, I'm, like, trying to be, like, really nice. I texted, I'm like, I'm trying to be nice about this right now. She's just like, oh, I don't really care. You're not my boyfriend. I'm like, you're right on both counts.
Yeah.
Like, I'm neither. Like, neither of those, both of those things are correct. Right. And then she's just like, but like, I'm still like DTF if you want. Oh, I'm like, no, no, I don't want. I'm just like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to do that. Like, and then she just starts going off on this shit. And then she accused me of not writing my own stuff. I'm like,
you don't write your own brochures.
I know, right? I'm like, you write fucking flyers.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?
I write flyers is probably my favorite thing. I write flyers. Should I make an I write flyers shirt?
It's in those moments where I like to list off my resume. But I didn't do that. So I'm just like,
I write flyers. And you didn't even write your own stuff.
Right. She was like, you didn't even write your own stuff anyway.
I've been published by Staples, Office Max.
I go to Kinko's. The UPS store.
Mm-hmm. And even the FedEx store.
So I'm just like, you gotta be
not the one around here. They won't let me in anymore. Like, I write flyers.
I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. And like,
so she was like immediately using everything you've told her to try and hurt you.
Right. I'm just
after
like,
you're
none of this
I
is
don't really
working.
want this.
Like, none of this is working. But then I'm just like, okay, like, this conversation, please stop texting me.
Right.
And she's just like, I'm not going to do that. I'm like,
what?
I'm like, okay. She's just like, I don't bow to commands. Oh. and then I'm like, I said, please.
All right,
and then hold on, dude, this is the best part. She goes, First Amendment.
What? No.
I'll show it to you. I'm just like, and then I respond to her. I'm like, the First Amendment doesn't protect harassment.
All right, so I'm gonna make a flyer that says, First Amendment. I don't bow to commands, and I write flyers.
Yes.
and then I can make that into a T-shirt because
I'm
that
just
is
like-
incredible.
I'm
Do you have any of her flyer artwork so I can get inspired by
I
it?
don't know. No, I don't have it. I mean, she handed it to me, and
I think the best way to do it is to make it look like it's cut out of a magazine.
Yeah.
I feel like that's her vibe.
I'm just kind of like, whoa, dude, this is like insane. And then she's just like, the First Amendment. I'm like, yeah, the First Amendment doesn't protect, like, harassment doesn't fall under that. And she's like, you're weird. She called me weird. She's just like, you're weird. I'm like, please stop texting me. She sends me another text. I'm like, please stop texting.
Is she texting you
Does
right
she
now?
think she's being funny?
How'd you put an end to it?
So there are, I just flat out, I said, please stop texting me. And then she just stopped texting me. I found out, I didn't see this, at the time, but I found out like a little bit later, she actually signed up for the open mic so she could go up and just pass out the flyers.
No.
She was like plugging a show she was doing. She was only up there for like 15 seconds. She took a fucking spot from another comic. And I'm
It's
just
the show up go up, so it's generally take a spot.
but I mean, those people could have went up earlier.
15 seconds. I
Right,
think everyone's fine
but
that.
still, like, it's the principle to me.
I don't care
a
about that.
lot
I think
to
that's
do that.
like maybe she's Andy Kaufman. Like maybe she's brilliant.
You know, I'm just kind of if it is, I guess I'm
Wait,
that, I'm that
she was
stupid. I
So
don't know.
she was handing out flyers to another show, like another comedy show.
No, it was like a gallery. Like she's like
Oh.
a curator. She told me she was.
Okay.
I'm like, and then
We
I
need
remember
one of those flyers. I want to go to that gallery.
Yeah.
Right, man. The entire point of it was to be like, yeah, don't go to the gallery now.
No, I want to go
I'm
to
your
the
guys'
gallery.
friend. All right, fine. I'll see if I can find one.
No, we'll go undercover. I'm sure she's end up being there again tonight.
I mean, I'm going there to tell Jimmy this story.
Oh boy. All right.
So I'm just kind of like, oh my god. So that's what's going on.
Is that it? Is that the
I
whole
was just
thing?
so fucking mad when I talked. I was just so burned up, and I called you earlier. I'm like, I don't know if I'm having any jokes. I'm just really fucking mad right now.
Okay.
But I have the jokes. I
All
wrote
right.
the jokes.
And is that the end of the story?
yeah, that's
gonna-
pretty much the end of the story.
Well, I think
for now.
you overreacted, and the one for you just got away. I think she was the one.
She could
Wait,
have
did
printed
you-
I'm okay
flyers
with that.
for your shows.
Yeah. Did she even did
This
you
could have been like a business.
did you even offer her Good Meal Jane pizza? Because I
No,
feel like
I
that could have
didn't.
smoothed everything over.
I didn't.
Not even to
Ooh,
eat
let's
it.
get her to make flyers for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could go up and sign up for all the open mics around town and
Gonna
just
give her
pass out.
so many jobs.
Oh
That's
man,
not
I
fun.
love it. That's a great story. All right, let's tell some jokes.
Yeah.
Is it my turn to go first?
You go first.
All right. Girl Scouts have 15 million unsold boxes of cookies. They're not sure if the stockpile is because people were quarantined or 600,000 obese people died.
Oh my goodness.
The ladder.
I love Girl Scout cookies.
What's your
So
favorite?
The tagalongs.
Tag
Those
alongs.
were my
I like
favorites too.
tagalongs.
Good.
Yeah.
I like the do-si dos,
Okay.
but I'm not turning any of them away.
I don't
They're all
like. I don't like
pretty
the what are the Samoan?
Oh, I like
Oh,
those
Samoas
coconut
are
on
good,
them.
yeah.
I don't like
So
coconut.
good.
You don't like
No,
coconut?
I don't like the texture.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
that's usually how people feel
Yeah.
about coconut.
Yeah.
Either you like it or you don't, and it's usually not even the flavor. It's usually the
Yeah,
texture.
it's like the texture.
What if we were to cream it up?
Cream coconut's fine.
Cream coconut's okay.
Cream coconut's
Yeah.
fine.
I can do cream coconut, but not like coconut milk or like.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I like coconut.
I like
milk.
coconut
I
milk.
like
Cannot
coconut
do
milk.
it.
And coconut water is good for hangovers. That's a little.
I don't like mushrooms either. Texture reasons.
Yeah, texture.
And I don't like a mushroom. It's just like, yeah, am I an animal? Am I a
slimy, yeah.
plant? What am I?
Yeah, make up your mind.
I,
You
gr-
fungus.
I grew in the dark. Like,
yeah, it's something that grows in the dark is definitely something that has an ulterior motive.
right.
All right, what do you got?
All right. Let's see here. Oasis frontman Noel Gallagher slammed Prince Harry for dissing the royal family and said that he should show some respect and that he sides with Prince William. Then he rambled incessantly about how much of a cunt his brother Liam is. I just think it's like the fucking stones Noel Gallagher has
To like call
to be
anybody
like, hey,
disrespectful.
you should treat your brother with some respect.
And like be respectful. Like he's the most disrespectful motherfucker. Like
Oh,
he's a piece
Noel
of trash.
Gallagher is a horrible human being.
Yeah.
and I want to fight him in a ball pit.
You have a lot of anger this week.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
much.
Well, I have a lot of anger I carry around with me anyway.
Why do you think that is?
I'm just a mad person. I listen to a lot of angry music when I was a little kid. And I'm just kind of like, oh, fuck. But I'm real good at kind of containing it. It's kind of like the monster. Like,
Yeah, I don't feel like you're doing as well.
nah, this
containing
week
it,
I'm not. I'm just so fucking mad. I'm so fucking mad.
But I feel like there's a lot of things that make you mad, and I feel like you need to kind of confront that.
Whoopsie helps me once a week.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she helps me confront.
Are you an angry
Yeah.
person?
Yeah, sometimes. I've gotten better. I've been well, actually not better. I cry instead of
Okay.
get angry now. Like this
Okay,
past
so you've
year,
like
I've just
you've switched it to
Yes.
from like anger to
Yeah.
sadness.
yeah to sadness. Yeah, I wish it would go
Just
back.
switching gears. Like, all right, yeah, we're not gonna be metal. We're gonna be emo. Got it.
Yes, exactly. No, yeah. I have road rage. I do get.
Oh, I'm not a road rage
No?
person. No. Well, I also drove so much for so long.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, this isn't gonna do me any good. Like
Yeah.
being mad.
Yeah, with me and road rage, it's just like you're out of my life in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So you just
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
I'm not.
Not you though, huh?
No.
No.
I get like this flash where I like black out of anger and then I go right back. Not longer than like a second,
But it's there.
Right.
yeah, but it's like
These motherfuckers.
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
What are some of the other things that like get you sad or get you angry, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh no, that's fine. The world.
The world is a very sad place.
It's very depressing.
I'm very much in the camp of like I've done enough humanitarian stuff at this point in my life where I'm gonna bury my head in the sand for a little while,
mute it out a
and
little
be
bit.
a little less aware of things going on, and just be a little more ignorance is bliss type person. You know, be a good person in my day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Help the people that I care about. Help other people that need help. All right, should we do the Batman joke?
Yeah, we could do.
All right, with the Batman joke, we'll do we had a little technical
Yeah, a
difficulty.
little technical
So
problem.
let's go with showrunner for the HBO Max series. Harley Quinn revealed DC officials cut a scene where Batman was performing oral sex on Catwoman, saying a hero would never do that, and Batman would never do that because the vagina reminds him too much of the gunshot wound in his mother's chest.
What kind of pussies are you looking at?
No,
Nah, that's Batman. He saw the gunshot wound. It reminded him. So he's just averse to anything that's
he
a
just,
hole.
Oh.
no. The dude that shot his parents used one of those special guns that shoots pussies through your chest.
Oh yeah, those
Yeah.
are pretty popular in Gotham City.
Yeah, at the time.
But it actually shoots whatever gender you are through it.
Right.
So if you have a vagina, it shoots a vagina through your chest. If you're a man, it shoots a dick
penis
through your chest.
Why?
It's just technology's weird there,
Okay.
and it just it sends a good message. It really intimidates people.
That's so funny.
Let me get us some Bill Squire stuff. So yeah, best. Obviously, you got to go down on somebody like that. That's what makes you a hero,
You wouldn't be one.
right? Exactly.
Yeah, if you didn't.
So, what superhero eats pussy the best,
Professor Xavier
and why is
in the
that?
X-Men. Because I feel like he had to figure something out.
And why is that?
Because he's. I mean, if he wants to have a sexual relationship of any kind, I don't know.
You don't know if
He's
his
in
dick's
a-
working.
He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
from the waist down, and he can read minds and stuff.
Okay.
All right, Tommy, your answer.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. That makes sense.
On an
Yeah.
island of women, she has to know.
And now is she going to tie him up with a lasso to make him
I hope so.
tell the
yes.
be like the honest truth? Like, yeah, I'm coming. I'm going to go with the Flash.
yeah.
I think it's like Hitachi
100%.
times a million. So just his speed and accuracy too. I think he's
Yeah.
gonna do a good job at that. And also, Flash is kind of a freak.
You think he
I
is?
think so.
I don't know.
I think the Flash likes to fuck and like he likes to do a good job at it. Barry Allen Flash at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's your next joke? Did you write any jokes this week?
No.
Come on.
All right, so this one's going to be a little bit of a mouthful. Wuhan virologist Dr. Shi Zhengli denies lab leak theory in a rare interview with the New York Times. The Times said that the doctor seemed cool and calm, but the Chinese government agent holding a gun to the doctor's head kind of seemed like a dick. I don't fucking trust a goddamn thing that comes out of that part of the world. Like, in terms of, like, news.
I don't trust anything anywhere.
Well, I mean,
But
okay, so
here's the thing for me is the lab leak theory, whether it's that or not, it doesn't matter to me because we already had to deal with it.
Yeah.
So if we go, okay, the lab leak was confirmed, to go, okay, does that change anything right now?
And I honestly don't care,
Yeah.
like, if it was a lab leak or not.
Right, like what would
I
have
don't
the
fucking-
reasoning been
Right,
if
and
it
then,
wasn't on
And
purpose?
then people are like, oh, they're trying to cover it. Of course, that's what China does. Like they're not honest about stuff. And then they're like, well, American officials trying to cover. No, they want to know the truth.
Right.
They're just saying like right now they don't have a lot of information that would make you think that it is that, but it could come out later. And then people are like, oh, see, they're trying to cover stuff up. But it's like it's never like people aren't good at covering stuff up.
No,
No,
it's pretty
100%,
bad.
yeah.
They're so bad at it.
And people are so bad at covering stuff up that even honest, real news people think is a cover up.
Right.
Right.
But that's what feeds into a lot of conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
I just don't get like the purpose. Like,
Right.
what do they think that leak would?
Right.
put
And
them-
like
why?
so China was trying to stop the world's economy. Like everybody got fucked by this. Like,
Right. It
it's
was not just
It wasn't
not just us.
like even if they did it on purpose or if they did it by accident. Like it's not.
Well, I
There's not
buy like, is it kind of a coincidence that, you know, the pandemic started in a place where they had like, you know, one of the more famous viral, you know, labs in the world. I mean,
but
it's an odd coincidence.
how many places do you know where there is a viral lab? We'll call it virology
A
lab.
virology lab.
There's probably a lot of those.
Yeah, but I mean, like that one.
I had never heard of it before this whole thing.
Well, no, but I mean, I remember when this even first happened, before it even got to the U.S., people were like pointing to the lab, and I'm just like, all right. I mean, even if it was, I don't buy that. Okay, so if it was a lab leak, I don't buy that it was on purpose.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
To
I
me,
think-
But
yeah.
but again, even if it was on purpose, it doesn't change anything other than we had to deal with it.
Right.
Like we had to deal with it, and like, yeah, China's kind of a piece of shit, but we know that already. Like, there's been a lot of things going on in China that let us know that they're not great.
Yeah.
You know, that government's not on the up and up.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just don't understand like the whole. Like it doesn't change anything for us on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
So all right.
When we moved to the studios in October, are we gonna get teleprompters?
Yeah.
Because I think really.
No.
Oh, I would like that would be so cool
No, I
because
don't
we
think
could
so.
like, you know, read into the thing
Yeah.
and you could read it from the thing.
We'll have. We might. I don't know. I don't know what they
Is
have.
that how they work?
I don't know what we'll have. Yeah.
Sorry, Tommy.
All right, here's another joke. Utah's Assistant Attorney General Stephen Wuthrich is under fire after telling a city council member to die and go to hell for waking him up from a nap. Here's a little excerpt from the email that he sent. So he sends this email to the city councilman and he says, I will do everything in my power to see you never get elected to any office higher than dog catcher, which is not an elected position, by the way. Wuthrich wrote in his email to
Well, it sounds like at least
Mano.
he has a job.
Yeah, he goes,
yeah.
I hate you. I hate your family. I hate your solicitors. I hate your contributors. I hate your sponsors. Kindly die and go to hell, motherfucker.
Oh.
He has since apologized, saying he forgot you can just rub one out and go back to sleep. So this dude was worked up over this thing.
angry.
So this city councilman was going door to door, like knocking doors, and apparently woke this guy up, and this guy was furious at him. And then if you read the article, you find out the city councilman that was attacked, like verbal, you know, through the email, is Asian and LGBTQ. Like he's a gay guy who's married, and so this guy obviously probably would have reacted different if it wasn't somebody that was Asian and gay.
Yeah.
So what a piece of shit he is.
I don't like him.
I don't like him one bit.
I don't like that fella. What's
But I
his
feel
name?
like you're
What's his
going-
name?
Stephen Wuthrich.
Stephen
Fuck that
Wuthrich
guy.
from Utah.
Yeah.
I want you to remember this face.
And hair.
That hair is wild. That was my Fat Thor costume.
Oh, really?
I love it.
I nailed that one.
I was really hoping nobody would even bring up that I was wearing
I'm
it
so
for the rest
sorry.
of
No, it's all right.
the
It's
episode.
okay.
No, it's okay.
All right. But can you take it off now?
Can I?
Yeah.
Dude, I noticed you
It's
kinda
distracting because there's
yeah.
like one part that's like kind of floating, and I just.
Oh, really? You hate
it's
it?
a little nappy, and I don't like it. So,
Okay.
so yes, please take it off.
Okay.
Thank you.
So stressed out over it.
It's just making me nervous. All right, go ahead.
Joke.
Joke.
Derek Carr says that he would probably quit football if he was traded away from the Oakland Raiders, to which the Raiders replied, I didn't even know Derek Carr still played for the Raiders. Sorry, Tommy. It's a
That's a
sports
funny little sports joke.
fuck stupid fucking Raiders. See, I am filled with anger.
Yeah,
I don't like
you
the
are an
fucking
angry
Raiders.
guy. I feel like you gotta kind of address that some way.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
it because you thought you might get, but you weren't even that interested?
I
in
wasn't
this
even
girl.
that interested in the first place. I was just being nice.
Well, don't do that.
I mean, it can be
What?
nice.
But hey.
I-
Have you ever seen the movie Anger Management?
Yeah, I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like. I didn't mean to,
That's
like,
kind of the
yell
whole
at
idea is that
Right.
he buries everything that makes him bothered to a point where
Freaking explodes, man.
yeah, he explodes. And so I feel like that's what you're doing. Instead of being honest and like upfront, you're so worried about being
you gonna
nice
cry?
that you're setting yourself up for these situations that are going to make you angry.
No, I'm okay. So I'm gonna be angry no matter what. Like
No,
I'm just
not
a
necessarily.
mad person. I'm just a mad person. Like I'm
you're
kind
not.
of. There's a curmudgeon-y sort of person in me. Like it's.
Listen, I have that too, but it doesn't come out like this.
Well, but here's the thing,
Doesn't
though.
need
Like
to overpower.
you guys, like I see you guys, but you guys don't do anything to make me mad. Like in my at work, like things make me mad all the time.
All right, well-
and I let people know.
Yeah.
Like I'm not shy about my anger.
All right.
I let people know. I'm
Well,
just
I feel
like
like
fucking horse
I feel
shit.
like this is a
Yeah.
new side of you that we've seen on this show.
Well, yeah, I mean, because, I'm kind of like, I mean, hey, it's fun. It's all the
It's fun to
jokes.
be angry. Okay.
And then, when I do my stand-up, I'm not really angry.
No, you're
I'm just
very chill.
I'm very chill. It's a calming thing. And
to be angry.
no, to do that.
Oh, okay.
It's like, okay.
It's zen. It's a little bit zen.
Yeah, it's kind of like I black out a little
Yeah.
bit. It's like getting high a little.
okay. Did you do a joke?
Yeah, the Derek Carr
Oh, Derek
Raiders
Carr one.
joke.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I mean,
So
there's
this is
nothing
my
to really
last
say
one.
about the Raiders.
Yeah. Scientists plan on sending a plywood satellite into orbit to see how it handles the extreme conditions of space. They plan on launching the wood satellite as soon as they figure out how to put it together using the IKEA instructions. Yeah, right. They're really going to send like a little wooden satellite to be like, yeah, it didn't do well. Like, it's wood.
It's kind of warped.
Right.
Yeah.
It's warped a little bit.
Yeah, the extreme cold and the extreme heat aren't going to do good for wood. So
I can't wait for like when it comes back down and someone's uncle's gonna be like, yeah, I don't think that's gonna make it.
it's not going to come back down.
Right.
Well, some
gonna
of those
burn
things
up.
it will.
Wouldn't it?
Oh, it's
you
wood.
would
Yeah.
think.
It's
Okay.
wood.
Yeah. I was just thinking like satellite. Like
Yeah.
satellites come down all the fucking time.
Yeah, but they're not made of wood.
Right.
A wood one. And it's also like pretty small too.
It might burn up, but it might not burn up.
It might not burn up. It might just be
depending
but I don't think it's going to do well.
No, it's not gonna
in
do
space.
well. No.
No.
I mean, it's like there's just a lot that could go wrong with, like even just the fibers of it. I feel and then, like plywood. Like why not use like a good wood?
Right.
Why are you using the shittiest wood?
We're trying to save money here.
Well, even plywood's expensive right now.
Yeah,
so
everything's expensive right now.
all right, you got one more.
I have two more.
Oh, you got two more. Did
Yeah.
I get ahead of you? Did I miss one of mine?
I think you might.
Oh,
have
I did
missed
miss one.
of yours.
Okay, I did miss one. I missed. Okay,
think
so
I-
you do
you did.
this one, then I'll do one more.
All right. Kim Jong-un says that there's a tense food crisis in North Korea, but if you take a look at Kim Jong-un, it appears that his personal food situation's just fine.
Oh, this one's gonna get blocked in North Korea.
Oh.
We're gonna move through these pretty quick. Israeli forces bomb parts of Gaza after militants use balloons with explosives attached to rain fire on the region, which has given Pixar an idea for a gritty reboot of the movie Up.
I want to see that. I want to see AMC do a gritty reboot of Up.
Yeah, just like
Yeah,
real
that'd be
dark
fun,
and
just
like
real dark and
yeah.
fucked up.
it's like doing some. Yeah. All right, do another joke,
All right.
and then we're gonna talk to Tommy about sexting.
Okay. The Tokyo Olympics will give athletes 150,000 condoms staying in the Olympic Village. To which the U.S. men's wrestling team requested they receive 70,000 of those and refused to go into details.
We got to practice.
Yeah, we need these for practice. I actually wrestled. I was on the wrestling team.
I tried it once and I was like, I can't do this. I was also really
why
small.
couldn't you do it?
I just didn't. I was like incredibly weak at that time. Like I was like the smallest kid. Like I'm big. I didn't hit a growth spurt till I was like junior year of high school. I was like 5'1".
I did it.
So I didn't like that, and so like I just felt like really bad at it.
Yeah.
Because like even the kids that were my size, they were going to be that size forever.
Yeah.
So they were already strong, and I had like little kid muscles. So I was just terrible at it. Like I wrestled one time. I'm like, I didn't like the mats. I didn't like my uncle. Like a couple of my uncles wrestled, and they had the like weird ears. So I'm like, I didn't want that. And so there was just nothing.
Cauliflower.
Yeah,
ear.
there was just a lot. And I like basketball. Like I like basketball. Like that was. But even like, I just knew sports weren't for me because of like how small I was.
Okay.
So as much as I liked them, I knew they weren't like anything I could really even pursue. So.
Yeah.
And all the boners I would get.
Is it? Yeah. Is that your kink?
No, because I was so like I hadn't even gone through puberty yet, so I wasn't even really getting boners.
Yeah,
like it was like not a thing.
I stopped because I broke a rib.
Oh, okay.
In practice. Yeah, I got a fireman's carry landed on my side.
Ooh, fuck.
That was
If I had been good at it, like I was also like very much like if I wasn't good at something right away, I would quit.
Yeah.
So like
Discourage really easily.
very easily.
Yeah,
but again, like so small, like it was just not like athletic stuff in high school for me wasn't really
right.
all that. Like I played lacrosse, like that's the only like high school sport I played, but I never played. I was just on the team because they needed bodies.
Yeah.
All right. So I asked Tommy a couple weeks ago, we talked about splooshing. I was like, well, what if we have a segment where Tommy tells us about another like weird fetish? And well, you know, she's on OnlyFans if you haven't followed her yet at Tommi LC.
Do it.
TOMMILC. And I was like, so it doesn't have to be something that you have encountered, but just something that you know, that we may not have heard of or just don't know a lot about. So,
Are you aware that people are into armpits?
Yes.
Are you into armpits?
No, I'm not into armpits, but I do know that exists.
I've seen like one comment, like, and it was actually kind of recently.
Okay.
Where like a guy was like, "I like your armpits."
Like he complimented on.
He
armpits?
complimented a girl on Instagram and said like, "Let's see more of those armpits."
What do you think it is about the armpits that people like?
It looks
you
like
can...
Batman's mom's gunshot wound.
I actually had the foot fetish explained to me recently. I understand it now.
Okay.
I don't.
Do you think it
have
applies
but
to
I
armpits?
Get it. I think it probably has the same thing that applies to armpits.
So explain
Or
what.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You're the expert.
I
here.
am not the
There's no
expert.
expert.
No.
Oh, you were. I thought you were going to teach us about the armpit
No.
fetish.
She's just
no.
gonna
Oh,
bring
she
it up
just
and we're
brought
gonna.
it
I
up.
just brought
Oh.
it up. There's a couple that I was just like really
okay.
weirded out by.
Yeah.
All right, so the foot fetish was explained to me like this, right? So like it's really the only part of the body that's like acceptable to be like naked in public.
Okay.
So when somebody sees that, they start thinking about
Other sexual things.
yeah, like it's like the only like body that's like covered a lot of the time, but like every now and then you can see it, and it leads them
And
to
it's
start
not-
thinking about what the rest of them looks like.
And it's not against the rules to do it.
Yeah.
So like, you
so
get
it's
to
just
see
like
it.
it's like
Okay.
a girl like wearing flip flops or something. He's just like, oh yeah, I wonder what the rest of her looks like. It's just like and I like her. She has pretty feet or something. I don't know.
But most people's faces are visible too. And you
Yeah.
like
No,
no.
but the feet are like concealed sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where it's just like
Now
when they're
is this
revealed.
but with the year and a half of wearing a mask, is this going to lead to
Ooh.
people being like, "Ooh, I'm into faces again"?
Dude, I swear to God, I
Face
thought I
fetish.
had that thought because he explained the foot fetish thing to me like about I don't know a while ago, like before the pandemic, and I'm just kind of like I started thinking about that, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that'll be the same thing. I wonder if that'll be the
Definitely
same
face
thing.
fetish here.
Yeah, so like maybe that's the same thing with the armpit fetish because it's just like every now and then a
Yeah.
girl
You'll see,
can like
yeah.
will like wear tank tops and then it'll like lead them to believe like start leading their mind into different
Yeah.
directions.
I would have just assumed like the pressure, like you just stuck your dick in there.
Okay, like a little
Chicken
flap.
wing it,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it's just.
to my
That's so. But you
sexy
haven't
time
had anybody request armpit stuff from you yet.
No armpit. I did have someone oily feet pictures.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this like they want you to oil them up with like baby oil or
Yep.
something? Okay.
Yeah. And then like, I mean, you can do like pictures or videos, but he, wanted a video of me oiling them and then like pictures. And there was like certain poses he wanted too.
Okay.
Like, I guess if you go onto Reddit, you can see like if you're going to go on the foot fetish one.
There's poses that
Yeah.
get these guys going.
Yeah,
All right. I'm gonna pull up because you did a photo shoot on Sunday.
I did.
That looked awesome. You were.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun.
When did that? Okay. So you did like this slime thing that just like
Yeah,
it's cool.
it's super cool.
Oh, I
very
did
cool.
see that.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah,
the
you were
slime.
like immersed in slime.
There's a
Yeah.
slime one, slimy tits, which I was like, hey, I like this. Maybe that's because I grew up watching Ninja Turtles that I was really into that.
I was thinking the Ninja Turtles too. I'm like, oh my god, she's
Toxic
gonna
Avenger.
go. I know she's gonna live in a sewer.
Yeah, Toxic Avenger. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I like the breakfast one too.
Yeah, that one was
so that
fun.
was-
I had to tell him that I was vegan, though. I'm like, I can't drink that milk.
Yeah,
He's like, no,
you're
no
just-
drinking.
So
it's
they
fine.
gave you a bunch of Pepto Bismol instead.
That one's a lot of fun. I like the beer can hair curlers and stuff like that.
And then we
so.
did like an 80s one too with a couple other
fun.
girls that we'll be posting those soon.
Cool.
But, yeah, it was
Well,
really fun.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're right around the time where we need to be. Yeah. So if you guys could come see me, I'm gonna do a show at in Lakewood at Mahall's, however people say it.
I've heard it go both ways.
Yeah. So that'll be June 26th. So you can get tickets to that, and then follow Tommi on Instagram, Twitter, and OnlyFans, especially at Tommi LC, TOMMILC. And how much does that cost again?
$10 a month.
$10 a month. You got $10 a month.
There's like almost 2,000 pictures on there, I think.
Yeah,
And there's
some
a bunch of
videos.
It's worth it.
It's very good.
It's
Yeah.
worth it.
She's good at what she does.
Yeah,
Then-
some armpit
Thanks.
pictures and
yeah.
some oily feet.
And she does custom videos.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I'm open to all this weird stuff. I might be new to it, but
And then AJ at AJ DeCosimo on Twitter and Instagram.
There might be some.
OnlyFans.
There might be some new things also that I'm doing that I'll tell you guys about after. I don't want
Right.
to jinx it
Ooh.
because the last time this fucking happened.
Yeah, we're like, right for her.
For screen, I don't want to say. I don't want to say that name. I don't want to say that name because that it could get me in
Yeah,
some
trouble.
some.
Okay.
trouble,
Well,
yeah.
thank you guys for watching, listening. What are you doing? Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Tell some friends about this podcast. And don't forget to get some Good Meal Janes at Good Meal Janes on Instagram and call 888-4PIZZA-2 to order. And that's all.
Goodbye. Fucking horse shit.
This is the Bill Squire Show.